So I did something. Today was the day that I decided that I was going to learn Blender for the first time. And it wasn't easy. At first, I kind of debated if I even wanted to do this for starting my channel. It was a it was a decision that I kind of sat on for quite some time. But I finally decided with talking to some friends and thinking it over for many, many nights that I was gonna finally learn something that I've wanted to do since I was a child. One of my dream jobs was always becoming, some kind of game designer. I've always wanted to create my own games. I've always written down little tiny game ideas inside of my notes or whatever. And I decided to take the first step in, learning that. And I think the first step would be at least getting to know how to make a model. So that's what I did. So in trying to learn Blender, I did what everybody usually does. And I looked up tutorials. I started with a great tutorial actually. It was by Grant Abbott. Very good teacher and modeler, of course. I will leave a link in the description to the video that I used. Like I said, it's very good. And if you're starting Blender or wanting to like me, I think it's a very good start for learning. So getting back to the video, I started with the basics. Grant was teaching me the shortcuts. He was teaching me how to extrude, how to I already forget the terms. But that's okay. It's a beginning and that's fine. But he was teaching me a lot and I was learning a lot. And for once, in the past I tried learning it and I wasn't retaining anything. I think what I got stuck in was the tutorial hell that everybody gets stuck in. But this one I stuck it through and I made it all the way to the end. I'll even show you what my final results look like compared to his. I think I did really good. But after I finished the tutorial, it gave me enough confidence to try something. What if I was to make my own human model for the first time? And I know I just started and it's kind of slightly ambitious, not too much, but I thought, hey, what better way to test if I actually learn anything than by actually trying to do something on my own instead of using a tutorial. So that's what I did. I started off at first doing like two different kinds of like versions and I completely scrapped them. It was frustrating. I kept messing up. I was deleting vertices and deleting faces and not knowing how to get them back. What? Why is it? That was terrible. God, I was tired of that really quickly. See what I did. Indeed, do need to make this. Oh, actually first. See, now we're getting somewhere. Hell yeah. Toolbar. I mean, so far we got almost a full body, so that's something.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And considering I wasn't trying to use a tutorial for this, I didn't want to look up stuff too often about how to fix things, so I would just start from the top basically. But eventually, on my third attempt, I believe, I finally did start to do something, and I picked up a tip that I learned also from Grant's channel, is using the JPEGs from the internet. And I went to go find me a male character sheet, one that, was pretty cool. Whenever I start, modeling more, I kind of want to lean more towards the stylized version of models and stuff. So I didn't go for one that was too realistic looking. I went for one that was more like kind of stylized, at least to a certain degree. And well, let's just say things didn't go exactly how I planned them to. Somehow we got ahead, but I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I was forgetting a lot of shortcuts. I was forgetting a lot of things very fast, but I was also able to retain them very easily. Like as fast as I was forgetting them, I was also learning them at the same time, and I was getting very familiar with how Blender was running and how to fix some of my errors very quickly. Some of them, I think at times I might have had to look some stuff up, but it was very minor things and very simple fixes, like maybe me getting stuck inside of object mode or something like that and not knowing how to get back, or something small. But I also started messing around with the subdivision modifier, and I haven't watched the full tutorial on it, but I've watched like a couple of them as I was doing this little project, and it was kind of helpful. It made me learn a lot more about getting more stylized looks or more different shapes for the stuff that's already inside of Blender. I thought it was really cool, so I decided to use it on my human at the end. Things did eventually start picking up, and I started to figure out some kind of workflow. I was using the pictures as guidelines, although I was having funny little mess-ups along the way. Eventually, I started getting something that I was slightly getting more and more proud of. I started seeing some of my minor mistakes, and with my knowledge that, of where I'm at right now currently, I started to fix them. I started to go back and, tweak some vertices and some edges, just try to be as symmetrical as possible, while also forgetting to use, G to grab and also putting it in a certain axis point. I was having a lot of fun doing this, the learning process, my brain feeling like it was going to explode with all the new knowledge, but also putting it to the test. It was exhilarating for me, and I haven't felt like this in a long time. On the side, I do music videos, and it's fun. I've been doing that for about 5 years, and I've met a lot of people doing it. I've been to a lot of places doing it, and it's a pretty good side gig. But doing 3D and me learning it, and even this simple project of me making this human model, just felt so freeing. It felt like I was supposed to be doing this, and I don't know if that's just silly to say, but maybe somebody out there understands. But I don't know where this journey, with YouTube and also me doing Blender is gonna go, but I can tell if I keep up with this, I think I'm gonna end up falling in love with this. And that's exactly the goal, is to fall in love with what you're doing, so that way what you're doing actually has a meaning towards it, and you actually care about it more, and you put more effort into it. So that's what I plan on doing with the channel and with my journey on Blender. But nonetheless, we finally came to some kind of conclusion. I behold to you my human model. It's nothing perfect, it's a work in progress. I actually plan on editing it a little bit, in my spare time, and see what I can work on and fix it. But for what it came out as, I'm kind of proud of it, especially for my first attempt, with going off of what I knew at the time without trying to look up as little as possible. But yeah, I can say I'm happy with this, and I'm excited to see what I'll make next. If you guys have any tips, or if you guys have any ideas that you would like to see me do with this, or anything else, leave them down in the comments. I would be very curious to see what you guys come up with and challenge me with. And I would also appreciate all the help that I can get from this community. This community is actually really great for teaching people, and also being there to help you with tips and understanding a bunch of stuff. So I very much appreciate the Blender community. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe if you want to follow me on my journey as I learn Blender. I think it's going to be a bumpy ride, but I feel like if I stick to it, eventually we'll get to where I want to be, and that's making a good game. I have so many different ideas for games that I kind of want to put out there to the world for them to see and see where it goes. So if you're down to see where that goes and you want to check out the journey, make sure you like and subscribe, like I said. But until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Be safe and have a good one.